Hello, kindred spirits, and welcome back to Bits and Bob's Divination. My name is Caitlin, and today we are going to be diving into your month of January, the new year, as well as Capricorn season. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Alright, so welcome back, my beautiful kindred spirits, and anyone new who may be joining us here in the almost or new year. It's really great to have you guys back on the channel. If you've been here for a while, thank you so much for all the support as we move into another year together. And if you're new here, it's wonderful to have you here too. But we're going to be looking into the month of January, into Capricorn season. Happy birthday to any Capricorns out there, as well as the new year. And speaking of the new year, my favorite readings to do are New Year's readings, and so of course I've got the 2025 New Year's readings. Crazy that it's 2025, but 2025 New Year's readings out and available for you all. There's 3 different spreads to choose from, and you can choose both a digital reading or you can choose a snail mail reading, so one sent through email or one sent straight to your door. But these are my favorite readings to do because they're ones that you can use all year long. So if you've considered getting a reading from me, I feel like these are really useful and helpful ones because they last the whole year, and also they're my favorite reading to do for myself. So if you're interested in getting your own New Year's reading, then definitely feel free to check out all the information down below, and specifically over on my Instagram with lots of helpful and honest reviews over there too. So with all of that out of the way though, let's go ahead and look at these piles. So we have 3 different crystals with 3 different piles here. Feel free to choose whichever or multiple piles as you wish. But here for pile number 1, if you're feeling called to this one, then you might be feeling called to this piece of Labradorite. I always feel like it's like a sunken ship. I don't know why. It just feels very deep. So if you're feeling called to this Labradorite, then that's pile number 1. Here for pile number 2 is this crackly, crunchy, icy looking crystal of crystal quartz. So if you're feeling really called to this one with all of its crackles and rainbows, then that would be pile number 2. And last but not least here for pile number 3 is this very unassuming gem, but one that is raw emerald. So if you're feeling called to this rough around the edges one, then that would be pile number 3. But before you start heading off to the timestamps, as always, I like to take a deep and cleansing breath here with you in a moment so that you can really connect with the piles, connect with your own intuition, call in your guides and other different activities that you'd like to do. So let's go ahead and take that deep breath together here now. And as always, there's no right or wrong way to choose your pile or to choose multiple piles. You can choose all 3 of them. You can pick a pile and take bits and pieces, or you can choose a pile and change your mind entirely. There really are no rules here. All of the timestamps are down below in the description alongside the chapter marks of this video. And if you're interested in those New Year's readings, definitely feel free to check out all the information down below. But with that said, let's go ahead and get started here with pile number 1. Hello group 1, if you've decided to choose this piece of Labradorite, then this is the pile for you. We are going to be looking into your new year as well as looking into January as a whole and Capricorn season to see what you might be planning and getting ready for as the new year has begun. We are going to be using the charms as well as several different oracle decks today, the main tarot deck being the Magick tarot, which I'll have all of this listed as always down below in the description for you so you can see. But we are going to start first, as always, with the 3 or 4 or 5, depending on how many cards we get here, of the main energies on their way in for you. Definitely feel free to send your energy in, feel free to connect with the decks here, call in your guides, or meditate on the cards and supplies. But we're going to get right into it, so let's get into it for January for you guys. Already got the 3 of Wands flying out right, literally flying out right at the start of this reading for January. So you are hitting the ground running. That's the feeling that I'm getting here. Or you know, you're not in the planning phase. You've already kind of got some ideas about how the year is going to start, how you want to kind of the mindset that you want to be in for the new year. This just feels like you got like this very energetic energy going forward. Whether that energetic energy is well planned or not, we'll see, but regardless, the enthusiasm is there. So you also have the moon showing up here, so you have the moon as well. Big heightened emotions, a lot of cycles that you might be breaking or moving through. There's a lot of exploration for sure here on a like physical plane, like wanting to explore or get out there or explore new ideas, explore new plans and aspirations. But the moon is giving me this feeling too that you want to explore more of like your identity and your inward self. So I want to see one more card so we can really get the full picture here. I feel like we've got both the two, you know what, I think it was just the Two of Cups because that Strength card felt so out of place. Okay, so you also have the Two of Cups showing up here. Although if you felt like you needed that Strength card, feel free to add it into the mix. But you also have the Two of Cups here, and the Two of Cups is all about like a connection, a deep connection with another, building community, but mostly building like intimacy with another person or wanting to, go and create bigger and deeper bonds with friends, with family members, with romantic partners and others. So whoever this may be, or even a coworker, right? It could be anyone really, even with yourself. But you're diving deeper into a bond here. So I'd say the biggest things that are happening for you as you start the new year is, one, you're starting with a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of aspirations, a lot of energy. You got literally you're just like hitting the ground running. But on top of that, there's cycles that you're wanting to break, maybe habits that you and rituals that you're ready to kind of shift, change, or explore, but also exploring a bit of your inward as well as your outward self, because like I said, exploration is the word of the month for you, I would say, where you're exploring like your inward identity, exploring who you are, what you want, what your likes are, what your dislikes are, exploring more of like what you aspire to be and aspire for, what actually makes you excited to show up in the world. But also, as you do show up in the world, there's a lot of energy, and like I literally feel like you're like bouncing on your feet, you know what I mean? Like there's just so much energy to get started, and it feels like it could be a bit of nervous energy. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're like prepared for it, but there is this like wave of energy coming in here where it feels like you're just like totally locked in and ready to go. Even if you're a little bit nervous or apprehensive about it, the energy is still there, the enthusiasm is still there. And it also could be that you want to explore a relationship in your life too. Maybe that is to literally explore the idea of a romantic relationship, or looking to create new bonds or friendships with other people, maybe reaching out to family members that you haven't seen in a while. Whatever it might be, there's a growing relationship, promise, or bond here happening with that Two of Cups, and I really like that that's coming forward. And like I said, it could be a bond with a spirit as well, it could be a bond with yourself, but regardless, there's this deeper connection that is forming. And I even said like promise too, right? So it could also be that you are wanting to deepen a promise to someone. Maybe you're wanting to fulfill a promise or a responsibility towards someone whom which you have quite a bond with as well. And maybe that's what is kind of fueling this enthusiasm and ambition that you're starting the year off with. So that's kind of what I've got going on here for you for January. I would also pay attention to the moon cycles as well if you work with those on a more emotional plane, because I feel like you might be more emotionally up and down as the month goes on, but you're starting with a lot of energy. Let's go ahead and see your blessing card. So this could be a blessing, or you can also see this as a energy most in your favor this month, right? If you had a tool belt, this is the tool that is most useful to you this month. So let's see what that might be for you. Group 1 for the month of January. You've got well-being. Interesting. So you might be really wanting to focus on your own well-being, on the things that make you flourish, but also the things that help you to heal and to grow. As you can see, they're kind of very much grounded here. The moon may be up there, but they're very grounded. They know what they need, they know what they want, they know when to rest, and they know when they have the energy to make things happen. And so when I'm looking at this, it really feels like well-being is at the heart of your month, or an energy that you should really focus on, and that would really benefit you to consider. So even though you have all of this enthusiasm and energy, making sure that, you know, like I said, if you're feeling nervous or apprehensive, or you need time to consider what you're going to do next, before making really big brash decisions or going all in, right, with that emotional flux that you might be feeling, really looking out for yourself, taking time to ground, touching some grass, right, reconnecting, I think is really important for you, reconnecting with yourself, with your body, with your breath, you know, those sorts of things, or also just looking after your well-being as well, to, you know, help prevent or work through any health concerns that you may have as well. So that's what I'm seeing here for well-being. Because you do have this Two of Cups, I'm very interested to see what you'll get here for your we're just sort of seeing the main energies coming forward for you for relationships this month. So this is just an overarch for any kind of relationship in your life, right? Romantic or familial, platonic, whatever. But feel free, if you have someone in mind, to send your energy into the deck now so that you can get maybe a little bit more of a nuanced card. Let's see. Overarchingly, what energies are coming forward most? You have grounding. That was definitely one that was coming forward, right? So with the grounding energy that we had from well-being here. But you also have the everlasting daisy with fortitude. I love the idea of like everlasting as well. That made me think of like, what is it? Tucker everlasting or Tuck? I don't know. But regardless, a bit of a tangent. But the point is the everlasting feeling here feels again like that promise, that bond towards someone or towards yourself. Maybe to look after yourself. Maybe it's a promise to break certain cycles that you have maybe had a harder time with in the past around well-being or around a relationship in your life. But it does say here, be brave and dig deep. You did get that strength card earlier, which is a lot about bravery and courage. So there could be maybe a feeling of, with all these heightened emotions and this go-getter energy, that maybe you're wanting to confess feelings towards someone, or you're wanting to be able to be really brave and share how you're feeling. But I think it's really important to be in a grounded state before you do anything like that, if that is something you wish to do. And even if it isn't about feelings, maybe there's just something you have on your mind that you want to tell even a friend, or you're wanting to get off your chest in some way. There's this feeling here of needing to be in a very solid mindset before going into any of those conversations. Like heightened emotions are not like the time to have these big confessions or share these big secrets or share these big emotions that you're feeling, because not that you can't share them, but I think that it would be more beneficial to make sure that you've like centered yourself first. So that's really what I'm getting here, from more of an advice message really from the two cards here. To follow that up, we're going to look into, as I've been talking about mindset, we're going to be looking into Capricorn season and seeing what Capricorn season has coming forward for you. You don't have to be a Capricorn, although if you are, happy birthday to those of you out there. But we are going to be looking into these cards to see where your mindset may be shifting as you move into this new year, into this new month, and to see where it can help you when it comes to like planning your goals, your aspirations, the energy that you already have coming forward. So let's see. Capricorn season is all about planning and being on top of things. So you have the guide here, in inheritance and correction. Interesting, correction being one of the card descriptors. Let's see one more here for you, group 1. Okay, and you also have the catalyst here, radical changes and taking control, the little B. Okay, so what I'm getting here is, one, you could have this mindset that the person or bond that you're strengthening is either to yourself or to a guide in your life, someone who is a mentor to you or is a literal like spirit guide in your life. Regardless, there is some sort of mindset towards them. But I also am getting here with that correction, the radical changes, wanting to take control, all these heightened emotions, this feeling of wanting to just like get started, get things done, hit the ground running. I feel like your mindset is just very much in a action before like thinking things through. Like I just feel like you're like, I just want to do the thing and then think about how it's going to affect me later. Kind of feels like a mad scientist feeling to it. And I don't feel like this is necessarily a bad mindset to start the year in, but it is one that, can get you in a bit of trouble if you don't read over your notes and make sure you're putting in the right things. Like if you think of it in a science experiment kind of way, I feel like you're almost experimenting, trying things out, seeing what happens before thinking things through. And that can get you in a bit of trouble. It is a bit riskier, but it can be a really beneficial energy to be in or mindset to be in. And this feeling of wanting to really embrace change and embracing change as a way to take back control in your life, take back the worry and fear of the unknown and just jump into it. And I really think that it can be a very beneficial way to start a new year. So really interesting start to your cards, but we're going to finish off with the charms here. So do feel free to have a little chat with them and see what comes forward for you. But we're going to pull some here for you now. So you had one fall outside of it and in my lap. All right, this one is still falling out. So let's have a little look here. I'll zoom you in. Okay, so you've got a couple of different charms showing up here first here on well-being. And the first one that came out here and like really screamed at my hand to like chuck out here is the Fool card, or the little jester or joker here. So when I look at this one, it just makes me think of like bringing a bit of humor, a lightness to things, not taking things so seriously and so deeply. And so when it comes to your well-being, maybe watching comedies or escaping into like going to a comedy club or wanting to laugh with friends or just not trying to take things so seriously, digging your nails into things and rather just seeing how things can unfold and laughing at the mistakes and interesting ways in which life unfolds is going to be a really good mindset to be in as you start the new year. Trying not to be so perfect, but rather letting those imperfections, those mistakes, those awkward failures, just kind of lead you forward and see what you can learn from them. When we were talking about guides earlier, a guide that you might have coming forward may be winged or they have this angel energy to them. And it says, I love you as well. So there could be someone beyond the veil really looking out for you, or somewhere in the spirit realm really looking out for you. It seems you're like reaching up towards them as well. So they may be helping you with your well-being at this time. You also have over here on those heightened emotions, on that moon energy, on those breaking cycles kind of card, you have the Ace of Cups. I don't know why. When I started my charm collection, I just had enough of these to do the aces. It doesn't make any sense, but my brain always sees it as the Ace of Cups now. You could also see it as shining a light on something, or being a light in the darkness or something like that as well, if you want to take it literally. But the Ace of Cups talks about an overflow of emotions. So it really makes sense that you're going to feel a lot of like ups and downs, sideways, over here, back and forth when it comes to your emotional sort of landscape this month. You also have like the Neptune charm showing up here as well, which I always see as like the planet of dreams and emotions and diving deep into things. So definitely feeling a lot of that emotional energy. You have between both your like go-getter card and the emotional card, the community. Whenever I see this one, it makes me think of like a little small town or a small community. So there could be something relating to those emotions or relating to your community when it comes to the aspirations that you have. It can be a small community. Community can just literally mean your household, can literally just mean the people you typically surround yourself with. But it could also be wanting to do volunteer work or wanting to look out for a more specific community in your life, helping out a neighbor or something like that. You also have the blue moon charm showing up here. I don't believe there's a blue moon this year at all. I really do not think that there will be one, but definitely not in the month of January. But regardless, the blue moon represents an energy that is once in a blue moon, right? You don't get this energy very often. And you may not even be feeling this go-getter energy as of when you are reading, as of when I'm reading this for you. But when the month kind of starts to get going, I think you're going to be feeling that once in a blue moon kind of spark of energy, and you might just feel like you just have to kind of take it as it comes. So overall, those are all of the charms and cards I have for you for the month of January, for Capricorn season, and for the start of your new year. I do hope that this has been useful and helpful to you as you navigate your month and navigate this new year. And if you have enjoyed it and you've got something out of it, definitely be sure to give this video a like and let me know in the comments down below how it connected with you, if you saw something different. I'm always open to hearing your thoughts and your feedback. And if you're interested in the pick a card readings that I do on this channel, as well as the educational videos on art, magic, charm casting, and others, then definitely feel free to subscribe, as I have over 200 videos for you to check out already. And if you are interested in looking deeper in your new year and getting a full New Year's spread and a snail mail reading sent to you or a digital reading sent to you by email, then definitely feel free to check out all of the information on those New Year's readings down below. They're my favorite readings to do for you all, as well as my favorite readings in general to do for myself. I feel like it is such a useful reading. If you get any reading from me, I feel like it's one of the most useful to start off your year right, as well as to navigate your year as the year goes on. So definitely feel free to check those out down below. I'll only have them open for the month of January. So with that said, though, I'm going to go ahead and close off this reading. Thank you so much for hanging out here with me today and all of your support, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye. Hello, Group 2. If you've decided to choose this very crackly and crunchy looking crystal quartz, then this is the pile for you, as we are going to navigate Capricorn season, the new year, as well as your biggest energies for January. We're going to be doing that with the charms, as well as several different oracle decks, and the main tarot deck being the Meraki Tarot, which I'll have all listed down below in the description in case you want to see what I'm using here today. And yeah, I don't really want to chat too much today. I'm just really feeling raring to go. So feel free to get yourself cozy and settled. Feel free to call your own guides in, connect with the decks and supplies here as you wish, and use your own intuition as we move through this. But we're going to get right into it. I want to pull 3 cards to look into the biggest and most important themes and energies coming forward for you for the month of January. So definitely feel free to connect with the cards. I feel like that makes such a difference, even if it seems a little silly. Here you are first with the 2 of Pentacles. I had a feeling this card was going to come out. I just had a feeling. So here you are with your 2 of Pentacles, all about kind of rearranging, finding your balance as you move into this new month and new year. Let's see what else might be coming forward for you, group. Ooh. Group 2. Okay, so you also have the Queen of Cups. Such a beautiful card. I love that one. And one more here with both the Fool and the High Priestess, I believe, under there. Let's see. Yes. So you have both the Fool and the High Priestess showing up here too. So there's a lot of newness coming in, which isn't really a surprise to any of us, right? Like, if we're starting a new year, of course, everything's going to be feeling quite new and fresh, and there's a little bit of apprehension coming forward from your cards, a little bit of like not wanting to tread too quickly into things, kind of taking your time feeling. The High Priestess is all about taking our time, slowing down, looking at all of the different angles and ways in which we could use to navigate this new month and new year, and trying not to like fly into it or, you know, rush into it. There's a very peaceful, slow feeling to this card with the High Priestess, and also a feeling of really trusting your instincts and trusting that you're going to figure out how you're going to best be able to navigate this new year. Really trusting in yourself and trusting in your own intuition and the information in which has come in for you to best navigate the year. The Fool definitely showcases that this is a new year, right? We're having a whole new box, a can of worms literally opening for you. And so I feel like even though you have this intuitive energy, even though it kind of feels like you've got an idea of how the new year is going to go, you have an idea of how you want to navigate it, the Fool is showcasing that, like, even though you have these ideas, even though you believe in yourself quite a bit, there are going to be bits of wobbles, there is a bit of doubt kind of showing up here as well, and a feeling of like some things that are going to maybe show up this coming month that are going to kind of throw off your plans. And so being flexible, being adaptive is going to be really important when it comes into play of moving into your new year. I would say, if anything that I'm getting here from just these few cards, the biggest energies are just being flexible, like biggest advice I would say are just being flexible, being adaptive, and not rushing into things, really taking your time, using your instincts, slowing down, especially since you also have the adaptable feeling from the Two of Cups here. The Two of Cups is all about trying to juggle a lot of different things, and not only are you trying to juggle and balance things in your life as you move into this new cycle, this new year, but also you're trying to do so in a way that everything feels maybe still up in the air, still feels a little bit not solid, or like that you can count on it. And so it really makes sense that you stay flexible and adaptable in that way, and that you're going to have a lot of rebalancing as the month goes forward. The Queen of Cups is giving a bit of a different feeling, right? All of these feel quite connected, but the Queen of Cups here just is giving me the same feeling that I also got from the first pile, is that there's a lot of high emotions, highs and lows happening in the start of this new year. A lot of really big highs and really big lows, and a feeling that like you seem quite capable to be able to move and navigate those, again with that feeling of trying to juggle things and being kind of on top of stuff. But also this Queen of Cups, the Queen in general of this suit, showcases that they are quite adept with moving through their emotions and understanding their emotions and understanding how to navigate them. And so even though there might be these highs and lows that you might be feeling, where one person might feel them so drastically that it feels like whiplash, I feel like you are going to be feeling it a lot more like you're able to kind of navigate it like a surfer would, if that makes sense. And that you're able to adapt quickly to these shifts. And so I really feel like adaptability is like your big blessing. But of course we're going to be seeing what other blessings you might have coming forward for your month of January. So this is going to be your blessing card. You can see it as a blessing, or you can see it just as an energy most in your favor this month, the best tool in your tool belt, however you wish. But we're going to see here what that might be for you. Group 2 for the month of January and the start of the new year. There was too many there, so I'm just going to keep going. But as of the start of the new year, what energies are going to be most prevalent and useful to you? Let's see. I'll shuffle them this way, I think. Definitely feel free, as always, to connect with the cards. See what comes through. Okay, so the one that was kind of coming out for you was courage, which is really interesting because a lot of what we've had show up here for you has been quite, like even the color palette, right, is quite cool toned. It feels like you've really like found a way to balance things. You're kind of adapting. You're kind of you've got your cool, if that makes sense. Like you're keeping your cool. So courage coming forward with everything seeming quite in not necessarily in your favor, but just in general, your skills and adaptability and flexibility helping you to be quite in control of the situation. Courage just seems kind of like not something you necessarily feel like you need, but maybe there's something that's going to show up this month that, you know, that can of worms, that surprise feeling that I was getting here from the Fool, something that's going to kind of throw you off, that maybe you're going to need a little bit of courage to move through, or maybe a high emotion that's going to be quite difficult, that maybe you're going to need a bit of courage to move through and be able to see to the other side. I really feel like there's like a before and after feeling to this card, because you have like this almost mirror or portal here, and so I feel like there was a before and then the courage to get to the other side, a liminal feeling, and that you're having to kind of cross a threshold. And so whatever that threshold may be, maybe it's the new year, maybe it's a new life stage or something else, whatever it might be, I feel like courage is going to really be in your favor this month, and something that I think you're going to be able to really use to the best of your ability. So that's cool to see. Let's also look at or pivot rather, towards a different kind of card here, where we're going to look into the main energy coming forward for you when it comes to the idea of relationships, right? So this could be platonic or co-workers. You could even see it as a relationship with spirit, yourself, family, or a romantic relationship, however you wish. But we're going to see what that main energy is coming forward for you. Group 2. So you have words of love, speak with your heart, as well as sunflower assertiveness. This feels connected to the courage for sure, with that sunflower energy. Rise up, stand stronger and true. With these sunflowers, assertiveness. And then you also have words of love, speak with your heart. And so there could be a courage to maybe share your emotions with someone, or wanting to be able to share how you're feeling about something. Maybe that's that surprise. Maybe someone's going to have some words of love that's going to come forward, and maybe you're going to have to put a boundary down. Maybe there's an assertiveness that is needed. Maybe it's that courage that you're feeling to be able to face it, right, with that big face of the sunflower. But I definitely feel like this might be where that surprise lies, is surrounding relationships, or surrounding how others are able to navigate a difficult situation that may be this portal that you're moving through, this threshold that you're moving through, might be related to how you navigate certain relationships in your life, and maybe needing a bit of boundaries, or needing to have a deeper conversation about something that it weighs quite heavily on both of your guys' minds, on both parties. So this is really interesting. I definitely would be interested to hear in the comments what you see in these ones. But we're going to move on to Capricorn season. So happy birthday to any Capricorns out there. And even if you're not a Capricorn in your sun sign, this is still going to be useful to you, as Capricorn season is all about kind of planning and getting yourself organized and prepared for the new year. It's also a really good energy to have in your favor as a new year comes in, because it's making sure that, again, that you can get all your ducks in order to make sure that you are ready for the new year and prepared. So I want to see how your mindset may be shifting to help with that preparation. And so that's what we're going to look into with these. So how might your mindset be shifting with this Capricorn energy of planning and organization for you all coming forward? Group 2. So feeling this card here. Okay, so you have a couple of different things coming forward, and it makes sense with that doubt that I was feeling earlier, like that there might be a bit of doubt coming forward, as you have both the Queen, determination and sacrifice, as well as the forgotten, missed opportunities, fear of failure. So I feel like this is like that doubt. So that's where your mindset is a bit at the start of the year, which does make things a little bit more difficult to plan. Like I said, I feel like you're really good at following your own intuition and balancing and rebalancing, but maybe things that are going to throw you off, maybe a bit of that unknown still is causing you to feel like you're, wanting to be perfect, or wanting things to run smoothly and be perfect. But also this makes me think too that there might be something you have forgotten forgotten, like literally forgotten. It makes me think of, something that you forgot that's going to show up this month, maybe a event or a situation, and maybe that's what's going to kind of throw you off a little bit, off your balance here, or a reason why you have to kind of rebalance yourself. But there might be something that you've forgotten, so maybe just looking back at your planner, making sure you double check things, making sure there isn't a missed appointment or a specific responsibility in which you maybe need to look back at to be better to start off the year. But also the Queen, right, it has determination and sacrifice. It's wanting to be determined and help other people, right? The Queen is a leader. And so when we look at the Queen, I'm thinking of how can you lead your own life in a way that maybe you have to let certain things go in order to be more ready and ambitious for the year ahead. So there could be things that you maybe need to let go of, maybe things that have been forgotten, or that are things that we should forget, that we need to let go of. And so there could be a bit of purging or needing to kind of let certain things go in order to let some new things come in. And I feel like there's a lot of determination in your mindset here as well. So I'm very curious to see what the charms are going to say for you guys as well to finish off your reading and round it out. So let's go ahead and pull a few of these for you. Okay, lots of big chunky charms. Let's look at them. Okay, so let's start here first on courage, right? Again, that liminal space, stepping through something and having to have the courage to do so. Might be related to a child in your life, someone who is younger than you. Maybe it's related to how you feel in relation to children. But regardless, there's something showing up there around children or your inner child in which is related to this courage, or maybe where you're going to find that courage, as this is like little middle school me. So I always see it as like my inner child. So when this comes up, it has something to do with youth or your own inner child. You also have the comfy, cozy little charm here. I always think of it as like a cozy, warm blanket being wrapped around you. So there could be a bit of support coming in here from your inner child. Maybe reconnecting with them could be really useful to you when it comes to kind of giving you support and courage and comfort as you move through this more difficult threshold to cross. You also have over here, and it's interesting too, like the High Priestess shows like a threshold here as well. So that feeling of like a line being crossed, but not necessarily like a boundary, but just in general, like, again, crossing a threshold, that's the feeling that I keep getting here. Like you're going to feel quite a big shift as you do so, whatever it may be connected to. You have the community charm. This keeps coming out as well. Community being a real big part around this threshold. Maybe it's a community in which you need to have a boundary with, or needing to keep on the other side of the threshold as you move through it. But there's something related there. You also have the face charm. When I see this one, specifically this red one, it makes me think that it's you really showing your true colors, showing your real reputation, showing your true face to the world and not hiding behind anything. So especially when it comes to boundaries, I think that's really important, that authenticity and being honest. And so I really like that honesty coming forward here around that threshold, but also around that High Priestess energy of following your own instincts and your own intuition here. And then when it comes to adaptability and rebalancing, courage, and the like, as it kind of fell between here, you have the star, and the star represents hope. And so even though you may be going through a difficult situation, a difficult thing that you're going to have to cross over through, I think having that flexibility and that rebalancing energy in your favor is going to help, but also this feeling of hope and holding on to hope even in the darker and harder parts of this month. And then over here on the forgotten, something you may have forgotten, I really feel like it's maybe something you were meant to forget, something you were meant to let go of, as you have the breaking a cycles charm. So maybe you want a part of your identity to be forgotten. Maybe you want a habit to be forgotten. Maybe there's something you are just very determined to let go of and to sacrifice because it isn't something that is helpful or useful to you anymore. And so I feel like you're breaking a cycle or breaking a habit here, a ritual in which you have been a part of for so long. And so overall, those are all of the charms and cards that I have here for you for the month of January, for Capricorn season and the new year. I really hope that this has been useful and helpful to you. And if it was, definitely be sure to give this video a like. I really do appreciate it. And let me know in the comments down below how it has connected with you, what you saw in the charms and these cards. I'd love to hear. And if you're interested in any of the pick a card readings that I put out every single Monday, as well as the other educational videos on charm casting or art magic, then definitely feel free to subscribe as I put out new videos every single Monday, as I mentioned, and I have over 200 videos to check out already on the channel. And if you want to look even deeper than we did today into the specifics of your new year, I would love to do a New Year's reading for you, either digitally or through snail mail. I can send it through an email or send it straight to your house, typewritten on a vintage typewriter just for you, as these are my favorite readings to do. I absolutely love doing these New Year's readings, and they're my favorite readings to do for myself as well. I just think they're really useful, and I think if you are ever on the fence of getting a reading with me, I think this is the one to get, So feel free to check out those down below. It's a great way to support this channel as well as to support yourself in the new year. And I hope to see you all in the next one, and I'm wishing you the best for your new start to the year. So I hope to see you in the next one. Bye. Hello group 3, if you've decided to choose this piece of raw emerald, then this is the pile for you as we begin to explore your new year, looking into the biggest and highest energies and themes coming forward for you for Capricorn season as well as January. And we're going to be doing that with the charms as well as several different oracle decks here, and the main tarot deck being the Magick Tarot. But as always, I'll have all of this listed down below in the description in case you're curious. But we're going to get right into it. Feel free to get yourself cozy and settled, comfortable, and putting your intuition cap on as we begin to explore your month of January. So we're going to start first with 3 different cards here to see the 3 main energies, the biggest energies coming forward for you for the month of January. So let's see. Definitely feel free to connect with the deck and to use your own intuition as we move through this. But we're going to see for the month, you have the Queen of Swords here. Ooh, a very determined energy coming forward from this Queen of Swords, as well as this just like the solid feeling from them, even though the swords can represent air, which isn't a very solid energy. Their stare here just feels very solid and very like they have this like conviction to them, or this confidence and determination to get things right. That's the feeling that I'm really getting from this. Like you're just like, yes, I know what I'm doing. I know what I need to do. Like there's just this deep confidence that's coming forward here. Not like the kind of confidence that feels showy, like a confidence that feels like you have the skills in order to move through something. What you might be moving through is something maybe shifting around career, or maybe a career opportunity that may show up for you, maybe a leadership opportunity that may be showing up for you, maybe a promotion or wanting to step up in your career in some way. And then you also have Temperance coming forward as well. Temperance can represent sort of a mediator as well. So maybe whatever it is that you're stepping into, some sort of sense of leadership or just building on your skills. It feels like the month is going to be representing a few different things. I feel like I'm getting ahead of myself, but I feel like the Queen of Swords here is the highlighted energy here, and it's relating to career because of this Ace of Pentacles. So what I'm feeling is just that you are sort of leveling up career-wise, or at least you have aspirations to do so, or an opportunity may fall into your lap, or one that maybe you're seeking out in order to gain more leadership, more skills, or more confidence in your skills as you move through this month. And also the Temperance energy has this Sagittarius energy that comes forward here too. And since we're moving into Capricorn season, having just come out of Sagittarius season, it may be that something that happened in Sagittarius season has kind of kick-started this opportunity that has shown up for you. So whatever that opportunity is, like I said, maybe it's a promotion, or maybe it's a higher pay, maybe it's asking for a raise, or maybe it's just, again, feeling like you're taking up a bigger project, or putting in more hours, or wanting to be more involved in a project, or whatever it might be, but you're stepping up in some sort of leadership opportunity. And I feel like it's not something you were necessarily hoping for or looking to do, as this Temperance energy just isn't really showcasing that. It doesn't feel like it's something that you were aspiring for, but I feel like it's something that has, like, just over time, people have realized that maybe you'd be good for this position, or you would be good to move higher up, or to have this new responsibility fall into your hands because you are skilled enough to do so. That's where I said, like, that quiet or subtle confidence is coming forward. The Temperance energy also represents about mixing things up, changing things around, or trying to find and rearrange to find good balance for yourself. And so I think a focus for you for the month of January is about trying to find balance, trying to find your own personal sense of balance, a like personal homeostasis. That's kind of the feeling that I'm getting here with Temperance. But I want to look a little bit further into your cards and see where this leadership energy is coming forward, or why you're maybe feeling this, or why others are rather seeing and feeling this subtle confidence coming forward that they really want to take advantage of, or feel like you are skilled enough to be able to move further up in something. And I know I'm talking career, right? But it can also be a hobby. It can be a class that you're in, where you're getting to maybe be an assistant, or leading a project of some sort. It can really apply to a lot of other things. It doesn't have to be career, but there is just this feeling that you are stepping up in some way because you are skilled enough to do so, even if you maybe didn't realize it yourself. And also a feeling of just trying to find personal balance as you move through the month. I would say balance is a real big part of it, or finding your own personal balance, meaning as in, like, it's not a 50-50 thing. Sometimes balance means that you're getting 75% of the month is just sleeping and taking time off, whereas the, other 25% is getting things done. And that's your personal balance, where for another person it might be flipped, right? So whatever it may be, you're finding your own kind of balance, your own way. Let's go ahead and see what your main energy coming forward for blessings is. And so you can see this as a blessing from spirit or from your own spirit team, but you can also see this as an energy just most in your favor this month, an energy that you can really rely on and take advantage of. So let's see, group 3, what that energy may be. What is the blessing or best tool in their tool belt, an energy they can really rely on this month? Here for group 2, new beginnings. Interesting. Like I was saying, I feel like there's that new opportunity coming forward in multiple ways, right? We've got the Ace of Pentacles, which also represents a new beginning or a new opportunity. You have that feeling of, someone seeing the potential in you to lead something or to move up in a position. And then this new beginnings feeling too feels like someone has kind of opened a door for you. It opened an opportunity for you. And whether you step through is up to you, right? Like, you haven't actually stepped through the door here, but it feels like there is an opportunity in order for you to do so, a new beginning. And also just in general, it is a new year, right? So there's a lot of new beginnings, aspirations, and resolutions and things like that a lot of people set. But I feel like for you, just stepping through a door is the biggest thing coming forward for you, or at least an opportunity to do so. There's also like a lot of little sun flares here. You've got the rainbow energy here, a big rainbow here, and I really feel like there's this rainbow energy coming forward. And rainbows represent new beginnings as well, but they also represent new beginnings after difficult times, and an opportunity to hope and to cleanse things after hard times. And so I really feel like this is how this new beginning is really being shown. It's not like something that feels overwhelming, but rather something that it's like you've kind of earned because you've gone through the hard stuff to be able to navigate this new beginning with not only fresh eyes, but also with the experience of the difficult stuff that you've had to go through in order to get here. And I feel like people are recognizing that in you as well, as sort of an asset. So let's see here and kind of shift the conversation towards relationships. So this is going to be, like I said with the main energies here, this is going to be just a main energy surrounding relationships for you all this month. So it could be platonic, it could be spiritual, it could be with yourself, it could be with a friend or a family member or a romantic partner, however you wish. But we're going to see for you, group 3, what energies are coming forward most for you. When it comes to relationships, you have protection, conserve what you have, save a little. And also, let's see, one more here for you. Group 3, one more for relationships, please. You also have power. Lots of yellow coming forward. It feels connected to that Ace of Pentacles. Maybe how you're going to get that opportunity to come forward. But power says here, take hold of what you know is yours. So maybe it's a bit of imposter syndrome and someone wanting to kind of hype you up or trying to showcase where your true talents lie. But you also have this more bouquet feeling with this rose of protection. Conserve what you have, save a little. And that also kind of feels like just because an opportunity comes forward to us and just because someone sees us fit to be able to do so, and even if we have the skills in order to do so, it does not mean we have to walk through the door. It does not mean we have to take the opportunity if it feels like it is not something for us. So this protection element is coming forward here as well. When it comes to your relationships in general, though, I feel like maybe someone is wanting to protect you, look out for you, is keeping an eye on you in some way, as well as maybe in doing so, helping you to find your own power or find your own voice. And so it really feels like someone is like hyping you up, like you got a hype man behind you, really hyping you up, protecting you, and keeping you feeling supported and seen, which is really, really nice to see. So I'm excited about this for you all as you move through the month. But before we finish off the reading with the charms, we're going to pull 2 more cards here to look into Capricorn season. So if you are a Capricorn out there, happy birthday to you all. But even if you're not, this is still going to apply to you as we move through Capricorn season, which is a season all about, especially at the new year, organizing and planning, right? They're really good at planning. The Capricorn energy is about planning, organizing, kind of setting goals and sticking to them. And so I really like that this energy is in our favor at the start of the year every year. And that's why I want to see where your mindset is as you move into this Capricorn season. So let's see where your mindset may be shifting as you move into a new year, organizing and planning for this new beginning and new start. Okay. So you have both the Champion and the Hunter. And so what it says here is the Champion says achievement and downfall, right? Because sometimes when we achieve something and we're really good at something, we start to get so confident that we make mistakes, or we don't realize that, we can get a sense of false confidence or a false security. And so maybe you're feeling like that imposter syndrome that I was talking about earlier, I don't deserve that, I'm not actually that good, or someone else would be better for the position, or whatever it might be. Regardless, I feel like that's kind of where your mindset is when it comes to this Champion energy. And then when it comes to the Hunter here, it says here sure-footedness and predestination. So it also feels like maybe you already have your mindset on something with that predestination feeling, like you already know what's going to happen. You already are feeling like, oh, this is maybe you just have an idea of how the year is going to go, or you already have an idea of what you feel like is going to happen based off the things that you already have planned out. But I feel like it's with these new opportunities coming forward, there's a lot more wiggle room than you're giving yourself credit for. And I also think that you might be sort of pigeonholing yourself into specific positions or predestination. That's the energy I'm really getting from the Hunter, that like you're feeling like everything's predestined. This is just how it's gonna go. I just already know it. And you're so confident and determined that it will happen in a certain way that maybe that's where your mindset is right now too. There's definitely a feeling of not feeling very flexible in things and feeling like maybe you're not good enough or not feeling very sure in everything. And so it's really nice that, one, you have a hype person behind you to help support you in this, but also that you clearly, based off your cards, you clearly have a lot more potential and a lot more skills and opportunities at your feet than you realize. And so very curious to see how you move through this and navigate the month with the energies that you have coming forward here, because how other people see you is not how you are currently seeing yourself. And so I hope that you start to find the belief in yourself as others continue to see it and show that point of view of yourself back to you. You know what I'm trying to say? Like that they can help quell some of those doubts. And so we're going to see what the charms have to say to finish off your reading here. Definitely feel free to connect with the charms, and I will pull a few for you. Sorry, but one of my hairs stuck in the charms, but long hair problems. But let's go ahead and see what you have coming in here. So we have quite a few things. We've got like 5 different charms. Here on New Beginnings, one of the charms that first came out is the closure charm, as a button can both open and close things. And so you have the closure charm almost looking like a little doorknob here, that one, you can close it or open it, right? It's reminding me again of that feeling that it's up to you, that you really do have a say in taking any opportunity that may come towards you this month, and that this opportunity that may be coming in is going to be following possibly something that is an ending in your life, whether that's literally the end of the year, starting the new year, or if it's another kind of ending that's been happening around you and has surfaced this new beginning to come forward. Maybe it's an ending not even related to you, but maybe someone else is leaving into your filling a position or something else. So it doesn't necessarily need to be a closure or something finishing up or closing off related specifically to you, but maybe surrounding you, and that's why this opportunity or new beginning has come forward. You also have the breaking a cycle charm, so maybe breaking a cycle around that doubt, especially as it showed up here next to the dream, imagine, believe charm. So it could be that, right, you've aspired towards something. Usually the things that we aspire towards are the things we're going to fear the most of messing up or have the imposter syndrome about. It's usually not something that we feel like there's no stakes in, right? There's a lot of stakes in our dreams and the things that we hope and believe and wish to have in our lives. And so if this new beginning is related to that, I can understand why that energy would be coming forward for sure. You also have the little spark plug charm here. This is a new one that I recently have acquired, and so I think of this as like finding your spark, or a lost item, as this was kind of, lost in a parking lot. So when I'm looking at this one, it especially with this Queen of Swords, feels like someone is going to help to kind of cultivate this spark within you, this leadership opportunity or this sense of confidence, and spark it back up within you, which is kind of cool, something that you feel like you've maybe lost over time. And then over here on the Hunter with sure-footedness and predestination, you have the basket, and it's falling right here on the head, which makes me think that whenever I see the basket, it feels like there's a lot of things filling it, right? There's a lot of stuff. It's a very heavy load to carry, and so I feel like this mindset is just heavily on your mind, of feeling like this is just how things are going to go. This is how things have always gone for me, so this is how it's always going to be. And I feel like you're going to be surprised by the changes that come forward for you this month. So definitely keep an open mind. So overall, those are all the charms and cards that I have for you for the month of January, as well as Capricorn season and the new year. I really hope that this has been useful and helpful to you, and if it was, definitely be sure to give this video a like. I really do appreciate it and helps the channel so much. And let me know in the comments down below how you saw the charms, if you saw something differently, or if you saw a card differently. I'd love to hear. And if you're interested in these pick a card readings, I put them out every single Monday for love, career, spirituality, and so much more, as well as putting out some educational videos on charm casting and art magic. So definitely feel free to subscribe if you haven't already. And if you're interested in looking into your new year as a whole and really getting deep into the nitty-gritty of the new year, definitely feel free to check out the digital and snail mail options that I have for those. As I would say, if you've never gotten a reading from me and you want to get a reading from me, this is the best reading to get. I personally would recommend, as I just feel like it's a really useful reading, and it's one that you can use the whole year. So definitely feel free to check those out. It's my favorite readings to do, as well as the reading that I love to do a lot for myself. So yeah, great way to support yourself and to support this space. And yeah, thank you so much for being here with me today for this new year, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.